Hello, lovely booktubers. I'm Debs. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Raina Reads Stuff. I am in the book shack. I'm moving you forward a bit. I don't know why I don't set this up properly before I start. It's Friday. I have been promoted to a co-host of the Spring into Adventure event. And there's a live stream this evening. So I thought I'd better do the Spring into Adventure tag before the live stream, so I'm not berated by everybody. So, I'm going to start I think all my other co-hosts have done this, you see, and I've been busy, so I haven't had a chance, so I'll do it now. Number one, what is your favourite adventure book? I think I am going to have to say The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, which I really ought to reread because I haven't read it for decades, but I absolutely loved it and was gripped by it the whole way through. Um, if we're going non-fiction, I think my favourite is this, High Albania by Edith Durham. Edith Durham was a late Victorian traveller who spent ages travelling the relatively dangerous mountains in northern Albania and coming across all sorts of different tribes and peoples. Um, she actually became a legend even while she was alive. I think she was trying to solve the political situation in the Baltics. Good luck with that. But the book's brilliant. And I can remember years and years ago, I had a great great aunt, and I was looking at a photograph on her mantelpiece, and it's her on a camel. And I said to her, "Where's this?" And she looked at it and she said, "Oh, that was Syria in 1922." And I just said, "Oh." Whereas I should have said, "What the hell were you doing in Syria on a camel in 1922?" But I never did, because I was too young to appreciate the fact that this was an amazing achievement. So, I like women traveller books. Number two, what is the newest adventure book you have read? I think it is probably Wild by Cheryl Strayed. Oh, wrong way again. There you go. Um, Cheryl Strayed was having a tough time. She'd suffered bereavement, all sorts of things had gone wrong in her life, and she decided to walk the Appalachian Trail. No, it wasn't. It was the Pacific Coast Trail on her own, and she just went off and she walked it. And she'd never done any major hiking or anything before, and off she went. And now, as you can see by that cover, it's been turned into a film, which is actually quite good. Which is actually quite good. What is the oldest adventure book you've read, as in written the furthest ago in time? I think that would be Beowulf, which I love and I read in various forms and on a regular basis. Um, I think the most recent one I read was the Seamus Heaney translation, and at the same time, I read a children's version by Michael Morpurgo. But I love it; it's great. Who is your favourite adventure author? Such a tough one. I really like Robert Louis Stevenson. I really like Alexander Dumas. But I think I'm probably going to say Jules Verne. In 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah, I think I'm going to say Jules Verne. What is your favourite film adaptation of an adventure book? If film also counts television series, I am going to say David Tennant's starring in Around the World in 80 Days. It was televised, I think, by the BBC a couple of years ago, and I just thought it was brilliant. Um, if we're talking proper film versions, I'm probably going to go a bit old school. I think Journey to the Centre of the Earth is fabulous. Um, yeah. There's another one. There's another one that I haven't seen for many years, which I'm not going to tell you because I think I'm going to read the book and watch the film next week. If we discuss it this evening, I might tell you on the live. What is your favourite adventure book character? Again, that's really different. I've forgotten how much I enjoyed the character of Holly in She. You see, I also like fantasy adventure. So it might have to be Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. He's just an all-round good guy, and he can wield a sword, and there's something quite spiritual about him. Number 7, do I prefer fiction or non-fiction books? I actually really enjoy both. That Edith Durham book was great. There was a book I read last year called Woman of No Importance by Virginia Hall, about Virginia Hall. It was by Sonia Purnell. Um, and Virginia Hall was an American woman who had lost a leg, basically because she shot it. Um, but she became one of Britain's top spies in France within the resistance movement during World War II, and she was incredible. And her book reads like that. Her biography reads like an unbelievable fiction story, but it's not. It's true. Um, yeah, either. Absolutely. Yeah, I just like a bit of adventure. What can you say? Number 8. Do I consider myself adventurous? Why or why not? I I think probably yes. I think everybody I know would say yes, because I've travelled extensively, but I'm really good at getting lost. So if I go somewhere I'm very likely to wander off. I've done a fair amount of travelling on my own, and by on my own, I mean sometimes it's been within groups of people, like travel writing or things like that. Um, but I don't know any of them. Um, but yeah, I'm really good at getting lost, and the reason I get lost is because I wander, and I don't care where I wander. Um, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine who I worked with for many years, once told me that she thought I had the greatest propensity of anybody she knew to get into trouble, but then added that I also had a great skill of getting out of it. But yeah, I do think I'm quite adventurous. I don't shy away from things. Um, Life's one big adventure, isn't it? You should grab it with both hands. Number 9. What is your favourite genre to combine with adventure? I'm not sure I really care. Love nonfiction. Um, I like fantasy adventure, like Tolkien. I like science fiction adventure. I like historical adventure. It's like the adventure. I don't really care what genre it's in. With the non-fiction, I think probably um, combining it with history or combining it with travel writing, probably my favourite. Um, I mean, let's face it, both of those give the biggest scope for adventure stories, don't they? But when it comes to non-fiction, anything goes. I like it all. Question number 10. Do you play or have you played adventure-themed games? Video games, board games, tabletop RPGs. Love my Xbox. I play it most evenings. When I was working full time, the bane of my life appeared to be advertising reps. Um, I was in charge of designing and sub editing lots and lots of different papers, and ad reps were the bane of my life, particularly ones who couldn't divide by 4. You'd be amazed how many of those there were. And so I'd come home, because I worked away for 3 days a week. I'd come home and I would log into my Xbox and I'd play something like Skyrim, and dressed as sort of cross between a Viking and a knight, I suppose, and wielding weapons of terror like staffs and swords and axes. In my head, I would mentally rename the characters in the game and proceed to hack them to pieces. So they would take on the names of the advertising reps that had annoyed me the most during the week, because apparently you're not allowed to do that in the workplace. And so pretending to do it on an Xbox game was therapy for me to stop me killing people in reality. So I think I've done all the prompts. Now it only comes to tag people. I am going to tag my friend Pat at Book Chat with Pat. I'm going to tag Fred at Read by Fred. I am also going to tag Roz at Scully Channeling Around Books and Gareth at Book Time with Elvis. No, Books, Songs and Other Magic. Mark is at Book Time with Elvis. He is a co-host. Gareth is at Books, Songs and Other Magic. So that's it for the tag. If you fancy it, this evening we are having another live chat with the Spring Into Adventure team. I will put details of said team down below. Anyone else who fancies doing the tag, just do it. It's fun. Have an adventure. I shall speak to you again soon. I've got a fair few tags that I still need to do, and my weekly wrap up will be on Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. It's very lovely to see you. Please like and subscribe and pop back again. Speak to you soon.